Self-discipline and success. The first and best victory is to conquer self. By Plato. Why do some people accomplish so much more in their personal and professional lives than others? This question has occupied some of the very best minds throughout human history. More than 2003 years ago, Aristotle wrote that the ultimate aim of human life is to be happy. He said that the great question that each of us must answer, how shall we live in order to be happy? Your ability to ask and answer that question correctly for yourself, and then to follow where your answer leads you, will largely determine whether you achieve your own happiness and how soon. Begin with your own personal definition. How do you define success? If you could wave a magic wand and take your life perfect in every way, that what it would like. Describe your ideal life. If your business, work, and career were ideal in every way, what would they look like? What would you be doing? What sort of company would you work for? What position would you have? How much money would you earn? What kind of people would you work with? And especially, what would you need to do more or less of to create your perfect career? If your family life were perfect in every way, what would it look like? Where would you live? And how would you be living? What kind of lifestyle would you have? What sort of thing would you want to have and do with the members of your family? If you had no limitation and you could wave a magic wand, in what ways would you change your family lives today? If your health were perfect, how would you describe it? How would you feel? How much would you weight? How would your levels of health and fitness be different from what they are today? Most of all, what steps could you take immediately to begin moving toward your ideal levels of health and energy? If financial situations were ideal, how much would you have in the bank? How much would you be earning each month and each year from your investments? If you had enough money that you never had to worry about the finance again, how much would that be? What steps could you take starting today to create your ideal financial life? Do your own things. A popular definition of success is being able to live your life in your own way, doing only those things that you want to do with the people who you choose in situation you desire. In each case, when you begin to define what success means to you, you can immediately see things that you should be doing more or less of in order to begin creating your own ideal life. And the biggest thing that holds you back from moving in the direction of your dreams is usually your favorite excuses and lack of self-discipline. It's not that you don't know what to do, but rather that you don't have the discipline to make yourself do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. Join the top 20%. In our society, the top 20% of people earn 80% of the money and enjoy 80% of riches and rewards. This Pareto principle has been proven over and over again since it was the first formulated in 1895 by Wilfredo Pareto. Your first goal in your career should be to get into the top 20% in your chosen field. In the 21st century, there is a premium on knowledge and skill. The more knowledge you acquire and the greater skill that you apply, the more competent and valuable you become. As you get better at what you do, your income earning ability increases like compound interest. Unfortunately, majority of people, the bottom 80%, make little or no effort to upgrade their skills. Most people, according to Jeffrey Colvin 2019 book Talent is Overrated, learn their jobs in their first year of their employment and then they never get any better. It is only the top people in every field who are committed to continuously improvement. Because of this increased disparity of productive ability, because on knowledge, skill, and hard work, the top 1% of people in America today control as much as 33% of financial asset, starting with nothing. Interestingly, almost everyone start out same in life with little or nothing. Almost all fortunes in American and the worldwide are the first generation. This means that most individuals started with little or nothing and earned everything they own in their current lifetime. The wealthiest people in America are almost the first generation multi-billionaire. This is the case with wealthier Americans such as Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Larry Ellison, Michael Dale, and Paul Allen. Fully 80% of millionaires and multimillionaires starting with little money, often penniless and sometimes deeply in debt and with few advantages, such as Sam Walton, who died worth more than $100 billion. Why have these people been able to achieve so much when so many have to achieve so little? In their book, The Multi-Millionaire Next Door, Thompson, Stanley, and William Danko interviewed more than 500 millionaires and surveyed 11,000 more over the 25 years period. They asked them why they felt they had been able to achieve financial independence when most of the people around them who started at the same place were still struggling. Fully 85% of this new generation of millionaires replied by saying something I like. I didn't have a better education or more intelligence, but I was willing to work harder than anyone. Hard work is the key. The indispensable requirement for hard work is self-discipline. Success is possible only when you can overcome the natural tendency to cut corners and take the easy way. Lasting success is possible only when you can discipline yourself to work hard for a long time. As I mentioned in the introduction, I started my own life with no money or advantages. For years, I worked at a laboring job at which I earned just enough to get from paycheck to paycheck. Stumbled into sales when I could no longer find a laboring job, where I spun my wheel for many months before I began asking that question. Why is it that some people are more successful in selling than others? One day, a top salesman then told me that the top 20% of salespeople earn 80% of their money. I had never heard that before. This meant that the bottom 80% of salespeople had to be satisfied with the remaining 20%, with what was left over after the top people had taken the lion's share. I decided then there that I was going to be in the top 20%. This decision changed my life. The Great Law. Then I learned the iron law of universe, which made getting into the top 20% possible. It was the law of cause and effect, or sowing and reaping. This law says that for every effect there is a specific cause or series of causes. This law says that if you want to achieve success in any area, you must determine how success is achieved in that area and then practice those skills and activities repeatedly until you achieve the same result. Here's the rule. If you do what other successful people do over and over again, nothing can stop you from eventually enjoying the same rewards they do. But if you don't do what successful people do, nothing can help you. The law of sowing and reaping from the Old Testament is a variation of the law of cause and effect. It says that whatever a man soweth, that also shall he reap. This law says that whatever you put in, you get out. It also says that whatever you are reaping today is a result of what you have sown in the past. So if you are not happy with your current crop, it is up to you starting today to plant a new crop. Begin doing more of those things that lead to success, and to stop engaging in those activities that lead nowhere.